There is an elite group of investors, ones that you've probably never heard of before, who've quietly been outperforming the S&P 500 for a long period of time now. And in this video, I'm going to give you exclusive insight into everything they've been buying, everything they've been selling, and a general overview of their portfolio. So first up, we have Dev Kantasaria with Valley Forge Capital. And as of June 30th, 2025, he has around $4.5 billion of assets under management, with his main positions being in Fair Isaac Corporation, also known as FICO, S&P Global, MasterCard, Muses, Visa, Intuit, ASML, Equifax, and MSCI. One thing you will notice in this video is that all the investors who outperform the S&P 500 usually have very concentrated portfolio, so they don't follow the generic rule of diversification. And a great example of this is FICO here, which makes up over 30% of Dev Kantasaria's portfolio. Next up is one of Britain's most richest men who you've probably never heard of, and that is Chris Hone. He runs a fund called TCI, and he currently has around $50 billion of assets under management. Now, he's been very active this past quarter, where he added around 14% to his Visa position, around 7% to S&P Global, and also reduced his Google position by around 22%. Now, personally, I don't agree with trimming the Google position, but I think the rest of his portfolio is extremely strong. It includes some great companies such as GE Aerospace, Microsoft, Visa, Moody's, S&P Global, a few rail infrastructure companies such as Canadian Pacific Kansas City, Google as I've already mentioned, and Ferrovial SE. And since its inception all the way back in 2003, he's averaged around an 18% annualized return, which is absolutely phenomenal and makes him one of the greatest investors of all time. Next up is Mike Macy with Alta Rock Partners, and similar to Dev Kantasaria, he has around $5.5 billion of assets under management. His number one position is in TransDigm. Now, this is a company you've probably never heard of before. They basically supply aeroplane parts to the aerospace industry. He also holds Amazon, Microsoft, Moody's, MasterCard, Visa, Google, Hilton, and Fair Isaac Company. Once again, he has a very highly concentrated portfolio, with the top three positions making up around 75% of his entire portfolio. And with an annual return of around 15.7%, this puts Mark Macy as, again, one of the best investors of our generation. And last but certainly not least, we have Bill Ackman. Now, he's probably the most recognizable face of this entire video, and he's averaged around a 16.5% return historically. Bill Ackman has the most positions out of anyone in this video, but it's still only 11, and he has around $13.7 billion of assets under management, with his main position, or around 20% of it, being in Uber. He also owns Brookfield, Restaurant Brands International, Amazon, Howard Hughes Holdings, Chipotle Mexican Grill, Alphabet, or also known as Google, Hilton, Hertz, and Seaport Entertainment Group. I'm a big fan of Uber, as I believe it is currently intrinsically undervalued, and with the fear of things such as autonomous vehicles and Tesla and Waymo taking market cap, I think this is a great investing opportunity. Now,